I don't really have a script. I don't have a script for this at all. I didn't really plan to have one because this is gonna be more like a recollection thing. Because a lot of the data from this whole event is gone. I can't. It's not available at all. Stuff from like people have deleted their profiles, servers and junk. But I'm gonna do my best to describe it. No one watching the stream right now is gonna know what I'm talking about. The Among Us 3DS drama, but it goes deep. Like, it is crazy drama. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So, I don't know how far back this project actually goes. That's my first thing. I joined. So I got my 3D. I got my 2DS XL for Christmas because they just been discontinued and I wanted one. So I got one, modded and everything, and then that was the time that Among Us was getting big, right? And just it was completely out of just sheer curiosity if the thing even existed. So I decided to look it up and see if anyone had thought to port the game just for fun to the 3DS. And did a good bit of digging, and eventually I did find what I was looking for. I found a Reddit post about the server and how they were looking for members to help with development, anything from making sprites to just developing code in general. Like, alright, I'll slide in here, and I joined the server. So I think I joined the server. I think the Reddit post has been up for about 3 months at that point, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so I joined, and it was pretty packed. About 300 people or so. And, you know, I talked with the people in there, got to know them, and kind of just followed the project. It was one of the only other times I joined a server and actually talked a lot to the people involved with that server. It was a rare thing for me to join a server and then actually communicate with the people in that server. These people I actually got to talking to, and it turns out like they were all kind of good friends and everything. Alright, and this was in March of last year. And everything was going smooth. As I followed it, it was doing good. They had a prototype build already made, and it was going good from what I could understand. And not too long afterward, I don't know what exactly happened, but cracks started forming. So, first of all, I'm gonna mention this: the two main people of the server, the two like heads of the server, they kind of were like the organizers of everything, were two people under the names of LH and Red. These were the two main developers, and as people knew, one was LH was a guy, and Red was a girl. And you had all kinds of other people that were involved at the time. And then talking with these people, I learned some backstory. Like, backstory for this project went kind of deep. They just wanted to make Among Us 3DS as a joke.
There they are. The deets.
And then there were people that sprung up to cause trouble. So one of the biggest pieces to this entire story is a YouTuber by the name of Bandicord, whose entire channel was basically just talking about homebrew software for the 3DS. And he ended up stealing the footage and posting it on his channel as if he developed it, which he had done in the past, apparently, for stuff like the San Andreas port of the 3DS. And it turns out that he had big drama with these guys, okay? He had his own Discord server, and he would legit spout just racial slurs and all kinds of other junk in the server, and then send people to like raid other servers. He was like a Maximilian Muss if he was really fixated on the Nintendo 3DS. But anyway, I heard that that I had been informed that Bandy had nuked the server before. And that's how he got the footage, because he worked and convinced these guys to give him a mod, and then he had taken the footage, bombed the server, right? So this was the second version of the server that I had joined, and I had gotten to know these people really well, and things were looking cruising along. But the thing was, development didn't progress very much, at least in the time that I was in the server. So, fast forward about maybe 3 weeks to a month. I'm at school, and I'm kind of just checking up on Discord in the middle of classes. And then Red starts going apeshit. Loses her fucking mind, right? And what I mean by that, she just goes fucking nuts. She, like, it's just a full mental breakdown, like, of every aspect of the word. Starts going nuts, saying how, like, she's gonna kill herself and everything in the general, spouting and everything like that, and like, everybody's kind of freaking out, like, oh my god, no, don't do it, or like this and that, talking about her family situations and like that. And at first it kind of baffled me, because a lot of the people in the server were shrugging it off, like, oh, fake or whatever the hell. But yeah, apparently she had done stuff like this before, where she would just go in these tangents and be like, oh, I'm gonna fucking end it all and shit like that. So that went on. That went on for about the whole day, and I had talked to her in the DMs, like, trying to, like, talk to her about it and all that other stuff. So then, after that, occurrences like this kept popping up maybe every, like, couple weeks or so. A little while after that, I'm invited to a DM group with a bunch of people from the server, and turns out that they were, like, scheming hard. I'm talking, like, mega scheming on this shit. So what I mean by that is, what they were doing is they were, like, digging deep for information on Red, because I know she had a YouTube channel at the time. I don't know if it's still active, but she posted updates about the game on there. And then they started digging, and they somehow got her IP and hacked into her webcam and got a picture, and then, like, this shit went fucking wild. I'm telling you, it went fucking crazy. And yeah, they got her face, posted it in the server, and turns out Red was actually a guy. Just an average, normal dude pretending to be a girl. Not that, like, they were doing anything crazy in the server to do stuff like that, but it definitely, I think it was a way to gain sympathy in the long run, which was the plan for them. So whatever. So that went crazy. And just as this happened, so we had just gotten a handful of new members. I think we had reached about 400 people at this point in the server, and apparently one of them somehow got their way, were given mod, and it was like one of, like a servant from Bandicoot, and servers fucking nuked again, and it was insane. So then this whole thing went on to rebuild the server and all that. So new server was made, and we invited people back, steadily get progress back. The thing was with the servers, in the end, the number count didn't matter so much, because a lot of the number count was just people that were there for just to, like, let me bring this up real quick, because, okay, like, again, it's kind of like what I was doing. It is rare to really join a server and then care about what they're trying to do and all that stuff, all the stuff like that, you know? Like, a lot of the people that were, like, in the server at that time, taking up, like, member space, were just random people that were there for, like, the @ mention every time a new update was put up for the game. and it was these people were fucking stupid, bro. Like every fucking minute, it was just random people that come. It's like, is the game done? Is the game done? Like, just like pestering about it, right? But anyway, that went on, got the server rebuilt, and we worked our way up to like we had all the original members back, and then the scheming kept going, talking about the server and junk, and all like the stuff going on with it, and all the mega and like all like the huge drama with it. So then a plan was hatched where a lot of people would target Bandy. We wanted to nuke Bandy's server. So a lot of us went in there and just kind of worked our way up. At this point, I'd worked my way up. I was a mod in the server, the Among Us 3DS server as well. That was the whole goal at the time. Was the whole thing was just a mishmash of just going back and forth of working your way up to mod and then just fucking spamming garbage, nuking servers and junk. So that's where that came in. So then, he had kind of been part of the project a little bit beforehand. Then it comes in free dev, right? Free dev was a big player in the 3DS homebrew space for porting Five Nights at Freddy's to the 3DS. He was a big player for this, you know. So he was a big help. And so as the server reconstructed, we kind of built ourselves up, but the drama never really went away. The whole thing of Red kept lingering. One of the biggest people to come into the server at this point was Aqua Jack, who was completely just putting out info on everybody, and he was like a main man with this whole situation, bro. He was going fucking crazy on everyone. But eventually a lot of us got us acquainted in DMs because of the whole Red situation. Which the whole Red situation was fine at this point. Kind of just rebuilding the server back up from where we were. And then a lot of new things started branching up from free dev. Then like advertising his server, which was Hack's Home for FNAF 3DS and junk like that. And a lot of people flocked over there, and then people were kind of losing hope. So then at this point, we're like, I maybe been in the server for like 2 months. It was, I'm thinking, probably like May, I think? Because most of us stopped before the summer hit. So, at this point with the drama, no progress is being made on the port at all. And to be fair, the port itself at this point was not that good. It was very, very shitty. Red and LH were the tops of the server, and while Red was in the chat spewing all the time, LH was uncontactable, apparently just working on the game, and Red was kind of like holding him back and like obstructing his work. So people proposed that we bring in someone to help with the game, and Red was fucking pissed. It was like, oh no, I can do this. Like, it was like a whole, like, it was like an identity crisis, like a complex for her, for them. That, like, they didn't want help. They wanted to show that they could do this on their own, but they weren't making any progress with the port. At this point, it was barren, not a single map was finished. You could walk around a little bit. I don't think there were sound effects. So, I'm guessing just as a coincidence, around the same time, enters the final big player. I'm talking, this guy was a fucking legend for the server. Big, bro, big. Starts a YouTube channel called Among Us. Turns out he's working on a 3DS port of Among Us as well. And it's his own build. And he posts one video on YouTube. And it's absolutely insane. The entirety scaled that you can walk around in and everything. And so we reach out to this guy. to get him in the server, pleading for him to get in the server, and he hops in. And that was amazing at the time. And then Red at the time didn't know who this guy was. And then when they found out, like, oh my god, it was fucking meltdown. Because what Among Us wanted to do was to have them help with his code. And the thing with Red was that they wanted Among Us to work with their code. And it was clear which side we went towards. So what then happened was a split. People lost hope in the original project because no progress was being made. So much drama, in fact, that I think LH at this time kind of just hit the dash, bro. He was unable to be found. I think he was just fed up at this point. No one could get in contact with him at all. So the server was split, and the people who wanted to work with Among Us made a whole new server, and people went over there to help with his project. And at this point, it kind of was just like a straight line. Every week Among Us dropped like a new video on his channel, and it was like further and further. Everything from the game. Showing, oh, you can do this now. You can vent. You can do tasks. You can change colors. He was implementing everything, bro. While Red was getting nothing done. The server kind of just went stagnant, to be honest. The entirety was just trashing the server. And going into Among Us server and trashing Red's server. It was a whole mess and everything. But eventually, Among Us stopped communicating as well. We couldn't get a hold of him. Updates on the game stopped. And at that time, Red, gone. Deleted the server. Just gone. So, that's what happened. Among Us server then went abandoned. So everybody migrated over to, we kind of just, the project I think at all was just abandoned. People forgot about it. It really wasn't that big of a deal to have Among Us on the 3DS, considering it was on the Switch, about to drop on the Switch at this point. So people went over to Hack's Home, free dev server. And just as that happened, gone. The server was nuked. And no one knew who it was, but we had to build from the ground up. Until recently, I was part of the Hacks Home server, and then I left. I kind of wasn't really communicating with the community for a long time, so I hit the dash. They've been doing a lot of cool projects. To be honest, Free Dev has kind of left the 3DS space, but has been making his own game. He did make his own game. I do remember. I don't remember. It was an FPS game. It wasn't half bad either. But it was. They have a lot of really cool projects over there. And it was, to be honest, this whole thing was a really cool ride because at the time there was nothing really happening in my life. It was a really cool story to kind of follow along with and enjoy. Eventually, yeah, a little bit after the rebuild of Hack's Home, a couple people, including myself, I actually sprung the idea of doing a full ROM hack of New Super Mario Bros. 2 to just rebuild New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And it was pretty cool. It was a really promising thing. I had the tools and everything to do it. And the project kind of just fell apart, mainly because I abandoned it. I was like the main person working on it, and I abandoned it because it was a really stressful. Like, if you want to do a ROM hack for that game and have it be good, you gotta put so much effort, because I had found like the level layouts for every level in Wii, which was helpful. But recreating them in that level creator was brutal. So eventually, yeah, it's pretty crazy, honestly. A lot of the people that were involved with this have gone inactive since, besides the people that still roam on Hack's Home. And it is absolutely wild, I'm telling you. I really like this. It was something really interesting to follow for a good while, because again, I had nothing really happening in my life at that point. It was something interesting. Let's see if we can dig up anything based on the aftermath of the Among Us 3DS drama. Let's see if we can find any of the channels that are still active. So let's start digging, guys. Oh, alright, let's rock. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go... We're gonna just dig. Let's see what people are active. So first up, the big man. I actually planned a video on Bandicoot, but ended up not doing it because he's one where he kind of fiends off that stuff, and from what I understand to this day, he's still kind of a scumbag. But here, okay, no. So Bandit Power. So Bandicoot was his, and like as you, so his server was whatever. But as you can see, he was pretty sizable. 4.5K is crazy for this size. He was the biggest creator at the time for this whole thing. He was like the big man. His server, but he's gone inactive since the controversy. Here we go. What he would do, he would set these up. He wouldn't credit, like as you can see here. Oh, it's LH? Okay, 2 subs. Next up, Redev. I know eventually, yeah, after the 3DS thing, he kind of moved on and started doing stuff for the Vita. Mainly, he was doing Vita stuff, which was pretty cool. But he was mainly known for FNAF 1 Remastered for the 3DS. Did a full port of FNAF 1. He did do FNAF 2, I'm pretty sure, but I think after that he kind of left the projects unfinished. But he was a big player. I don't know if Red's channel is still up or not. Not to mention it's not the easiest thing to find considering the channel name. I'm pretty sure it was just Red, which definitely did not help things. But I doubt they've been up to anything. Lastly, we're gonna check up on the Mastermind. I don't know if he's still active. Oh, this is another one. Forgot about this guy. This is another big player who's still active, but he does his own things at this point. And I think he's still in the Hacks Home community. Goomba Kung Fu was another big player in the community, which was really, really nice to see. He was a developer on a couple projects as well, if I remember correctly. Here we go. This is the man amongst us. This guy blew minds. Because he was usually doing PSP, and then when he did this, the first 3DS test, like no lie, man, this blew minds. This fucking blew everything out of the water. Because I want to be able to show you the comparison. Because Red, I posted a video, most definitely. Red posted a video of their build. Here we go. So he does mention them in the video. These were the 2 fucking hitters, bro. LH and Red. These were the fucking people, man. The original developers for Among Us 3DS. And that was the server too. Like it was a wild ride. You had to be there to really feel it. And I don't even think my recollection did it justice, because it was probably so much more insane than me talking about it. But it was fucking nutty, bro. Yeah, okay, this was the build. This was Red's build. As you can see, yeah, the map wasn't finished. I think it was like maybe a little bit of the top section, and that was it. The furthest they got, the map really never saw much more development after this, I'll be honest. The most it did was add character sprites. It was crazy because, and again, it blew minds because this is what we saw at the time, and then when Amongst Us came in here with this, the entire map functioning, it was fucking insane, bro. And this was just the test video we dropped, and then like I think like the alpha dropped not too long. Like he dropped the video, the actual download, and he added the task UI, imposter UI, crewmate, random tasks, menu settings. He had the alpha. By the time I think I kind of stopped following this, but I remember he added like everything, bro. Tasks you could do, you could change color and everything. I don't know if he ever got it to the point where you could play online. But this was 3.0, and if I'm correct, I don't think he ever released 3.0. I think he kind of just abandoned the project when like everybody else kind of fell out of it, which was really sad. But he made it. I think at some point he did make the whole thing open source, so people could. He did drop open source in the servers before they were deleted. That he, if anybody wanted to pick up on his build, you could, but I don't know if those are accessible anymore. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. So, hope you all enjoyed listening. And I hope this was somewhat entertaining for you guys, because it was a pretty wild ride for me, at least. I'll be dropping. There's no Discord servers I can link. How about you drop a like? And thank you for watching. Whatever.